All right, welcome to our explainer. Today, we're going to go deep, literally under the skin. We're going to explore a hidden, almost invisible network inside all of us. And we'll be asking a pretty big question. What really happens when this delicate system comes up against a surgeon's scalpel?
When we think about surgery, we picture things like muscle, organs, blood vessels, the stuff we can see, right? But what if I told you there's another network in there, a microscopic, absolutely vital system that gets cut right along with everything else, but we don't even realize it's there? So yeah, let's dive in. We're going to go way beyond the visible scar to get at the unseen consequences of surgery.
Okay, so surgery's unseen scar. Look, let's be clear, surgery is a modern miracle. It saves lives, and we all count on it. But for all its high-tech precision, you could also say it's kind of a blunt instrument. It's working on a system that is so much more intricate, so much more delicate than we usually give it credit for, and it leaves behind a scar that is way, way more than just skin deep.
A rediscovered river of life. Now, to really get what's at stake here, we have to zoom way in. We need to look at this biological system that, believe it or not, was found decades ago, then kind of got lost to history and is only now being proven real with modern tech. And here's the wild part. This network might just be the physical, anatomical proof for ancient ideas like energy meridians, the tangible pathways for that life force people have talked about for centuries.
So what is it? It's called the Primovascular System, or PVS for short. The easiest way to think about it is like this. It's a third circulatory system. You've got your blood vessels, you've got your lymphatic system, and then you've got this, a microscopic river of life flowing all through your body, carrying this amazing fluid packed with stem cells and DNA.
And what's so wild about this is it's not actually new. This was first described way back in the 1960s by a scientist named Bong-Han Kim. But for decades, his research was pretty much ignored, written off. And now, finally, with our fancy new imaging tech, we're able to see what he saw all those years ago. We're proving him right.
So, what does the system look like? Well, it's everywhere. It floats inside our blood and lymph vessels, it wraps around our organs, and it runs all along our fascia. That's our body's connective tissue web. It's like this super fine, microscopic highway for healing and regeneration, carrying that special fluid full of stem cells. But here's the absolute key. It is incredibly fragile. In fact, it's so delicate that it often just collapses when scientists try to prepare it for a microscope slide. And that fragility, that's the main reason it's been hidden in plain sight for all these years.
The scalpel's true impact. So, this brings us right back to the main event. What on earth happens when this incredibly delicate, almost invisible network gets in the way of the powerful tools of modern surgery? So the damage isn't just one thing. It's more like a 1, 2, 3 punch, a 3-stage process. And each step lands its own unique and pretty devastating blow to the PVS, with consequences that can really stick around for a long, long time.
Okay, first up, the mechanical cut. Simple enough, right? The scalpel slices through the tissue. But in doing that, it also slices clean through these tiny PVS tubes. Now, because they're under tension, imagine what happens. They snap back. Just like a cut rubber band, the two ends pull away from each other, deep into the tissue. This leaves a permanent gap, and all that precious stem cell-rich fluid just starts leaking out into the surrounding area. Next, we've got the thermal burn. You see, surgeons often use these high-frequency electric knives, the ones that cauterize the tissue to stop bleeding. Well, these things don't just cut, they burn. They literally vaporize tissue. So in a few millimeters all around that cut, the intense heat creates this zone of destruction. It's like a scorched earth policy that just completely wipes out any of those fragile PVS structures in its path.
How scars block the flow. So you've got the cut, you've got the burn, but maybe, just maybe, the biggest, longest-lasting damage comes from what's left behind when it's all said and done. I'm talking about the scar itself.
See, a scar isn't just healed skin. If you look at it under a microscope, it's a whole different world. Healthy tissue has all these fibers lined up neatly, like lanes on a highway, letting the body's subtle electrical signals flow smoothly. But scar tissue, it's a total mess, a chaotic, tangled jumble of fibers. And that disorganized structure has way higher electrical resistance. It basically acts like a bioelectrical insulator, a roadblock that stops the flow of information dead in its tracks. And this electrical roadblock has a name. It's called an interference field. It's like a permanent dam on a river, blocking those tiny bioelectric currents that are supposed to be flowing through the PDS network. And think about this.
A scar from a surgery you had years, even decades ago. It could be the hidden source of things like chronic pain or weird fatigue, all because it's constantly disrupting this vital and visible flow. Now, of course, where you have the surgery matters a lot. A little superficial cut, like getting a mole removed, might just snip a tiny little branch of the PVS, and the body can often repair that just fine. But a deep abdominal surgery, like a C-section, whoa, that can sever a major trunk line, a superhighway of the system, causing problems all over the body. And something like a hysterectomy, where an entire organ is removed, that can actually take out the very source point of some of these energetic pathways.
An integrated perspective on healing. So if surgery can create these massive blockages, is that it? Is there any hope? Does our body have any tools in its kit to fix this kind of damage?
The answer is yes, absolutely. Our bodies have this amazing innate drive to heal. And it turns out that our fascia, that web of connective tissue that holds everything together and acts as the track for the PVS, is also a massive storage depot for stem cells. It's this incredible hub of regeneration, just waiting to deploy repair crews.
But, and this is a big but, there's a catch. The body's repair systems are brilliant at dealing with natural injuries like scrapes and bruises. But the kind of damage from surgery, that clean cut, the burn from the cauterization, and the dense scar that forms, that's a whole different ballgame. It presents this unique, man-made challenge. Trying to get past that permanent electrical roadblock of a scar, that is a massive, massive challenge for our natural healing process. So what's the big takeaway here? Look, the point of all this is absolutely not to make you afraid of surgery. It's often necessary, it saves lives, end of story. The real point is to build a much deeper appreciation for just how complex our bodies are. It's about approaching surgery with caution, maybe as more of a last resort, with a full understanding of its hidden, long-term impact on this invisible network. As we keep mapping this incredible universe inside ourselves, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How can medicine evolve? How can we get to a place where healing isn't just about cutting things out, but about preserving and restoring the body's hidden currents of life? It's a huge question. And what this new science does is it pushes us to start looking for the answer. What do you think that future could look like?
Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit. See you in the next video.